Dave Grohl, up until about yesterday, was one of the celebrities I'd put in the category of celebrities with basically no haters. But Dave just destroyed his reputation that he's worked so hard for decades. Dave Grohl just announced that he cheated on his wife and had a baby outside of their marriage. This came as a shock to me because of Dave's reputation. What's more shocking is that nobody knew about it until his Instagram post yesterday. The former Nirvana drummer and founder of the Foo Fighters was once married to a woman named Jennifer Youngblood between 1994 and 1997. They allegedly divorced because of Dave being unfaithful. Dave currently has 3 daughters with his wife Jordan Blum. Jordan was actually a Nirvana fangirl back in the 90s and loved his music 8 years before they eventually met in a bar. Dave ghosted her after 3 dates, but then saw her in a chewing gum commercial months later and said he was changed forever. After 3 months, I had a revelation and called her back. She picked up the phone and said, "Oh, I never thought I'd hear from you again." After his first marriage, he went on to date Louise Post from the band Veruca Salt. Their romance came to an end when Grohl allegedly cheated on her with Winona Ryder in 1997. Grohl up until now has only used Instagram to share cringe snippets from his own book to promote it. Just look at this masterfully written quote from his book. "From a dirty old couch deep within the bowels of London's Wembley Arena, I watched the usual parade of familiar faces file into the Foo Fighters dressing room as I happily nursed my well-deserved post-show beer, still sweating from another exhausting night on stage." Dave lost his best friend and Foo Fighters drummer Taylor Hawkins to a drug overdose, and also his mother Virginia back in the same year 2022, and his new illegitimate child would have been conceived around December 2023. It's possible that Dave has been struggling and has been drifting in and out of a bender ever since losing those closest to him. While that doesn't excuse what he's done, it could explain it. In his post he writes, "I've recently become the father of a new baby daughter, born outside of my marriage. I plan to be a loving and supportive parent to her. I love my wife and my children, and I am doing everything I can to regain their trust and earn their forgiveness. We're grateful for your consideration toward all the children involved as we move forward together. When life grants you everything a man could possibly want, hundreds of millions of dollars, worldwide recognition, a loyal wife and family, access to just about everything and anyone, some people just can't help but take it that one step further. Dave is like a spoiled kid who comes over to your birthday party just to blow out your candles and run off. Despite betraying his family, the risk versus rewards seem to be worth it for Dave. But will his wife leave him? That remains to be known. You might not be ready to hear this, but the link between high intelligence and delayed gratification is a strong one. People with higher intelligence are typically better at understanding the value of waiting for a more significant future reward rather than indulging in an immediate smaller one. Dave can't help but cheat on his wife and betray his entire family and legacy just for one night of adultery.
I play this huge gig, blah, blah, blah. And I have to ask my daughter, "Hey, I know this is, the day after your birthday, but should I play this show or not?" She's like, "Absolutely not. That's the day after my birthday." Yeah. I gotta call my manager and say, "Sorry, gotta do it."
In 1970, psychologist Walter Mischel, a professor at Stanford University, ran a study on delayed gratification. Later known as the Stanford Marshmallow Experiment, a child would be placed in a room alone with a single marshmallow, and the researcher would come back 15 minutes later. If the marshmallow was still on the table, the children were given a choice of an additional marshmallow or a pretzel stick. The children who were able to wait 15 minutes for the greater reward tended to have better life outcomes, in terms of SAT scores, educational achievement, body mass index, and other life measures. That's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to this subject. But what I'm basically saying is that Dave Grohl, despite being very successful in music, is probably a dumb guy. And that's okay, but not when it has this kind of collateral damage to others. Substance abuse is also linked with low intelligence. If we go deeper into the notion that low impulse control is correlated with low intelligence, we also find that substance abuse is correlated with low intelligence as well. Another reason to think that Dave is on the other side of the bell curve. When talking about what he does before a Foo Fighters gig, Dave says he takes 3 Advil and drinks 3 to 4 Coors Lights and about 5 or 6 shots of Jaeger. If he wasn't an alcoholic with a high tolerance, this would surely make him unable to play a show properly. I hope the situation gets resolved one way or another, but if nothing happens, life inside the Grohl household is going to be painful for a very long time to come, and for everyone inside it.